consistently attract soulmate clients, begin showing up on brand, monetizing on your calling. Welcome all spiritual coaches, leaders, healers, light workers, and practitioners to a show that turns you on in your business and amplifies your magnetism. I'm host, catalyst, and spiritual business coach Rosalyn Fung, and I'm here to journey with you into the juicy and help you discover where the real gaps are. Ignite your mindset and soul with strategies and systems as each episode takes you to the sweet spot that activates your soulgasmic business. Enjoy this light language activation as we begin to magnetize and monetize. Welcome, my loves, as we are here live today. It is winter solstice, so happy winter solstice. And I'm so excited to be jamming on this episode today, all about bringing soul and business together for deep impact. If you really enjoy this episode, you find value in it, please do shout it out on social media. It is on Instagram, it's Bold Sexy Warrior, and on Facebook, it's Rosalyn Fung Coaching Bold Sexy Warrior. My loves, I am so excited as we're closing in 2021 and opening into 2022. I invite you to really feel into what it is that you want to create for yourself in the new year. What is it that needs to be released? Who are you becoming in 2022? And if you are a light worker, coach, healer, therapist, practitioner, way shower, mystic, in the first 3 years of your business, you're ready to explode your visibility and skyrocket your business in 2022, I'd love for you to consider joining me in my 1 year long group coaching mastermind hybrid called Soul Ascension Business Catalyst Container. We are going to immerse in bringing the alchemy of Akashic, soul, and energy, mindset work, belief repatterning, sexy social media strategies, and anchoring in your next level business foundations and systems. So we're dropping all the prosperity codes and DGAF codes in here too. Let's show up unapologetically. And so if you are absolutely feeling called, this is by application only, as I want to make sure that this is a good fit for you. I deeply care that you receive the results from this year-long intensive. So to apply, you can go to www.electrifymybusiness.com, and we will be in touch with you shortly. All right, now on to today's episode. Let me ask you these questions. Is it time for you to get serious about your side hustle, make it your full-time income, but maybe you're not sure how? Have you discovered your passion and purpose and yet feel really overwhelmed of where to start? Have you tried to figure out this entrepreneur journey on your own and finally you're like, I need some step-by-step guidance? And are you struggling to charge what you're worth and bring in the revenue you desire? Well, my loves, I am so excited for today's episode with one of my dear soul sisters, fellow queen, Michelle Bateman, who is the founder and CEO of Soul Journey and creator of Soulful Impact Business Academy. Michelle is a confidence and clarity coach, international speaker, and facilitator that helps women and soulpreneurs gain clarity in their life and business, uncover the fears and doubts that are holding them back so they can confidently walk into the room knowing they have immense value to offer. Michelle empowers women to fully step into who they were created to be and give themselves permission to be leaders from an authentic and aligned space within them. Hi, my love. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, my beautiful friend. Thank you.
I am so excited. We should talk about how we met because it's pretty magical how we met too.
Yes,
Goodness, how
there's so
long
many
has it
magical.
been? I think it's been about, God, we met
Three and a
just
half
when I was
years
starting
ago.
my coaching business. So I want to say about 4.5 years ago.
I'm going to say 3.5 to 4, maybe,
Okay,
because
my
I'm just coming
timelines.
up. Yeah, we're close, somewhere in there. Feels like lifetimes.
Oh my goodness. And this is how we met, if I may just share. I
Yeah,
was
of course.
speaking at an event on stage, and it was a women's event. And as I was speaking, Michelle's beautiful light just kept shining, and she's looking at me like we knew each other. And Michelle, you actually look like one of my former clients
Yeah.
when I was a therapist. So I thought, oh, it's so and so. And then after, when there was time to mingle, we went up to each other and we just started talking, and you introduced yourself. I was like, oh, wait a minute, you're not who I thought you were. And we got along so well that after the event, we went for a beautiful walk in the river valley in Edmonton.
Yep.
And it was
Yep.
like we already like knew each other. We had such an incredible first date. Post
Yep.
event, like who does that? We
I
did.
know.
Like
I don't know. You want to walk with me in the River Valley? Sure.
right. It was so awesome. And then after that, we became good friends. You were part of my mastermind, my first business mastermind, actually.
And I was just brand new in my business. I had just
Oh,
probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months in. So it was
yes.
nice to have community and support and the guidance that I was really needing. So yeah, it was perfect timing and just the amazing connections that were made.
And it's so amazing to see you have blossomed into such a shining light in this world and really holding space for other women to shine their lights too. So I just want to
Thank you.
acknowledge you and say I love you. I'm so happy that you're here.
I love you
And
too.
it's your turn now to share how you got to be who you are and do what you do today.
Yeah, that's, the $1 million question is how do we get to where we are? And the story is always so powerful. And it was actually yesterday that I shared a memory on Facebook that I drove through the most insane blizzard down to Calgary. So it's a 3 hour drive. And in a blizzard, it's not always the best highway, but I knew I had to be there because I had just lost my job. I was a single mom of 2 teenage girls who liked to shop at Sephora. So, we had a certain level of lifestyle that we wanted to maintain. And I wasn't having any luck finding any jobs. And I came from senior management with a marketing background, and it was crickets. And it was the strangest thing. And I got this hit that I kind of figured that all the doors were closing because the only path for me was to start my own business. But like many of us, I had the doubts in my head of I'm a single mom, I have a mortgage to pay, how am I going to do this? I don't know what I'm doing. But there was an event in Calgary with Tony Robbins, and I knew I had to be there. So we white knuckled it down through this blizzard. We get there, we're like first in line, we line up, and that day and that moment changed my life forever. And I'll never forget, Tony was standing in front of me with the conviction and the resolve that he has. And he said, stop making excuses why you can't do what you want to do most in the world. Draw the line right here, right now, and make a decision. And my eyeballs were like saucers staring at him. And I was like, okay, I decide I'm starting my own business. And I was scared shitless. I was like scared and excited, and I wanted to throw up and all the things at the same time, but I knew it just was the right thing to do. And then I got home and I was like, crap, now I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. What's my next step? And so the next step was finding someone who had already created a successful coaching business to show me the way, because I knew I had to make this successful now to pay my mortgage, to take care of my kids. So I needed to fast track this whole process. And so I hired a coach out of the US on unemployment, and it was totally a leap of faith. And I said out loud, universe, if this is what I'm meant to do in the world, you will help me find a way to make this happen. And I took the leap and I worked with this coach, and, she helped me really get clear on what is it that I want to bring to the world. And, you know, it was the best experience of my life. And I've met the most amazing humans, empowering them in their personal lives, which then transformed into, once these women really discovered themselves, they're like, I have these gifts I want to share with the world. And I was like, well, I know how to help you do that too. So it just naturally evolved into helping women first get clear on discovering who they are and what they want. And then the next step was then helping them bring that vision to life.
So powerful, so powerful. And as you all are tuning in, you can already hear what an incredible speaker Michelle is. And you also started out as a self-love coach at first.
Yep. And you know, it's interesting when you start to listen and ask questions. The disconnect with starting with self-love is a lot of people didn't realize that self-love was their problem. What I heard
Yeah.
women say over and over again was, I just don't feel confident. I don't feel confident in my job, in my life, in my relationship. And so self-love is what they need to be confident, but they weren't necessarily understanding yet that self-love was their problem, or what was lacking that was causing the lack of confidence. So that became the shift to then, okay, let's talk about confidence, because everyone relates to that. And
Yes.
that's been a really great shift because it connects more to where they're at. And then I can show them the self-love journey once we begin to work together, and how that will just take their confidence to the next level.
I love that so much. And, you know, I really recognize that too. And we have a very similar path that way, also starting out as a self-love coach. And really, at the root of everything, it always is about self-worth, self-trust,
Yeah. Self
and
everything.
self everything. And as you and I preach about, like, the entrepreneur journey is really a huge journey of personal development and spiritual development, right?
That is like the greatest understatement of the world. And I remember my coach said that to me. She's like, this will be the biggest personal growth journey you ever go on. And I will never forget those words. And thank you
Yes.
for reminding me of that, because I will remind everybody in the academy that, you know,
Yes.
this is going to challenge you, and you are going to work through things you never even imagined.
Well, I imagine that your clients, like many of mine, it's like you go into joining a quote unquote business academy, but the thing that happens is not just creating a business, but you come home deeper to yourself and you discover parts of yourself that you never like knew existed or expand into, like you move through stuff, right? And it's
Oh, for
like,
sure.
wow.
Or giving yourself permission to own that part of
Yes.
yourself, or to show
Yes.
that part of yourself to the world. And a lot of my clients are into, you know, the woo world, where a lot of people don't accept that. And it's a part of them that they've kept hidden for
Yes.
so long. And
Yes.
working on giving themselves permission to show that to the world, because the world, not everybody, we can't serve everybody. We're not meant to be for
That's
everybody.
right.
But the people that we are meant for have been waiting for what they want to show to the world. And I have one client, and she was like totally in the closet before. And it was so cute because she calls herself a herb nerd. And I
A
was
what?
like, a herb nerd, because she makes like teas and
Oh my God, that's
tinctures.
amazing. Yeah,
And I was like, that is the greatest title everywhere. And if you introduced yourself as a herb
totally.
nerd to people, they will remember who you are. And she makes beautiful natural products and homemade teas and just the most amazing things. And once she began to show that to the world, all of these people flocked to her, because that's what they had been
Yes.
waiting for. We want natural, healthy, homemade products that aren't filled with chemicals and crap and all the things, because the more we love ourselves, the more we want to feed our body with high quality, pure ingredients. And so there's such a market for that. And so just once you come home to yourself and can accept that part about yourself, then you can share that part of you with others.
Absolutely. And I imagine that you have a story around you um, struggling with sharing a part of you so openly and publicly, because you are very open now. And I'm curious if there's a story you would like to share around your own journey in opening up.
so many things that I've, discovered and realized along the lines. And, as a child, I was a very high emotional child. And what I've realized just even recently, how not emotional the rest of my family is. So I was like this little alien in the family that was like over the top emotional. When I cried, I was hysterical. Like everything I did was big. And so the message I remember hearing as a child all the time is, I'm too much. You're too emotional. You're too bossy. You're too this and you're too that. So always kind of feeling this repressed part of myself, that if I cried or if I took things personal or if I was really sensitive, that I felt like I had to apologize for that, because I had been told my whole life that I was just too much. And, it's still an ongoing journey sometimes, but I got to a point a few years ago where I realized that it's a package deal. And so with that too muchness comes, really big passion and excitement and laughter and fun and loyalty and all of the good things that are really big about me. And comes big sadness and feeling emotions in a big way. And I just had to accept that that package was good, because, if I got rid of that bigness, my big passion, my big excitement, my big wonder for the world would all go away with it. And so I really just had to own that that's how I roll. That's who I am. I'm a sensitive, emotional being, and that's okay.
Amen. I feel like you just spoke my childhood too.
Right?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And I know that so many people that are listening right now are probably like nodding like, yep, yeah, me too. So we want to acknowledge you that you are not alone, my loves. Thank you
Nope.
so much for sharing your story with us, Michelle. What we're going to do right now is take a break. And when we come back, we're going to actually move into a little bit more of the mindset and possibly some strategies to support you as you're moving into monetizing on your soul mission.
A conscious lifestyle for a mindful life. OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine and tune in for Inspired Conversations with publisher Linda Joy on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Linda creates sacred space for leading female luminaries, empowering authors, heart-centered female entrepreneurs, coaches, and healers. A soulful venue where guests openly share the fears and obstacles they've overcome, wisdom and lessons learned, and the personal journey that led them to the transformational work they do in the world. Inspired Conversations to empower you on your path to authentic, soulful living.
My loves, you know you're here as a soul-led leader to transform this world through the sharing of your passions and gifts. You are here to be in your warrior of light and align your business with your highest self. I'm Rosalyn Fung of the show Activate Your Soulgasmic Business. Let's elevate your business to the next expansive level. I invite you to flow into a business soul alignment discovery call with me at rosalynfung.com. That's ROSALYN, fun as in have some fun, FUNG, and let's see how I can best hold space for you to align your highest self, magnetize your dream clients, and monetize on your soul mission. I can't wait to connect.
Coping 19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
Do you feel like your emotions are all over the place? That's normal during this abnormal time. There are a number of ways to cope. Maintain a healthy routine, get enough sleep, eat nutritious food, and exercise at least 30 minutes each day. Schedule some time to talk with a friend or family member. And remember, you can always take a few deep breaths to feel more centered.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
All right, my loves, welcome back. So, Michelle, you and I are going to jam a little bit deeper. I think our people get like the double deliciousness, we'll say, of our wisdom here, because we do work with the same clients. But I'd love for you to share a little bit more about who you work with and what their biggest struggles are. And we'll just dive in a little bit deeper about mindset to shift things for our peeps.
Yeah, I love working with heart-centered, soul-focused women who want to serve others, and maybe they're unsure what that even is or how to go about that, but they know that they want to have an impact in the world. In the world that we're living in, a lot of people are facing career changes and needing to make changes or needing to up their side hustle to make it their full-time gig, and they need that guidance as to how to successfully do that. And I know sometimes as women, we think we need to do it all on our own. We'll juggle it all, I'll do it all, I'll figure it out all by myself, but it's not a journey we're meant to do alone. We need guidance, we need support and helping along the way. So, helping them find the success that they're looking for. Maybe they're already in business, but they never got the guidance and the coaching to begin with. And so I really want to help them find the success and the impact that they're looking for in their business, because we all have a purpose that we're here to fulfill. And there's that dream deep inside that's calling to everyone.
I always like to say, if the dream is in you, it's for you. And that seems to really speak to a lot of people, because as you and I know, and I personally experience it too. Like, can I really do this? No, this is silly. Like, no, who am I to do this and put this out in the world? And Michelle and I are here to say, like, no, if it's in you, if you're thinking about it, if you've been dreaming about it, there's nudges happening. It's for you. It's part of your soul's calling. There's a reason you can't stop thinking about it secretly. And it's okay. It's okay. It's actually, that's a nudge from spirit saying, no, you're on the right path. Like, listen, because it won't leave you alone until you do something about it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you don't listen, the universe will find a way. Oh, really, you're taking too long? We're just going to, we're going to take your job away. And then we're going to take away, any possibility of finding another job until there's no other options left for you to start the business. And then you're like, oh, I had this great idea. And the universe is like, really? It was your idea? We've just been waiting for you to catch up.
So true. So true. So I think that's our first advice is, if it's in you, it's for you. So listen. The mechanics don't matter so much as your intention at first, right? And your intention is, let's birth this into the world. Let's birth this crazy idea into the world. And I would say, if anything, surround yourself with like-minded community, i.e. invest. Invest in a business coach, invest in a coach that's going to support and serve you to get you to really not only birth your dream into the world, but bring it into your life's vision.
Right? And why make all the mistakes that we've all made along the way when you could have someone that says, okay, here's what I did wrong, here's what I did right, here's how to fast track your success, why would you not say yes to that, right? It's like someone giving you the
yes.
blueprint of here's where I went wrong, here's what I did right. I'm going to save you the thousands of hours and time and pain and all the things, and I'm just going to put it all together and I'm going to hand it to you on a platter for you to then implement. Like, yes, please, I'd like that.
So great. Well, then you get to still infuse your magic into it.
Of course, but
so important.
Learning from the people that have gone before us in history is such a powerful thing. And yes, you get to put your own unique spin on it, but why reinvent the wheel when someone else has gone before you that can guide you?
Yes.
And be there on the moments where you are doubting yourself and feeling like, I'm the biggest imposter. How am I going to do this? You know, what are people going to think? That's a huge one. Are people going to judge me? And I'm going to tell you, yeah, they are. They're going to. And to have the idea that that's not going to happen is unrealistic. And it might be the people closest to you that don't get and understand what you're doing. And Roz and I have, you know, we relate to that because we've experienced it in our own family. Your family has come around, mine has not. And that's okay. I'm not doing it for them. I'm not serving them. I know that I have a bigger purpose in this world, and not my family, not anybody is going to stop me on that journey. And the reason I have such resolve in that is because I surrounded myself with amazing people that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, that looked at me in the eye and said, Michelle, you are powerful. And I remember my whole body going back in the moment that I heard that, because that word had a negative connotation to me in the world of people that are powerful, often power over people. And so I had to work through the idea of what a powerful woman in the spiritual world, in the entrepreneur world, meant for me, that it was from an empowered place. It was a compliment, but I had to work to own that in myself and recognize that in myself when others saw it before I could see it.
Wow. I remember that dialogue. I remember you having that aha moment. It's like, oh, I need to reframe power and powerful. I'm like, oh, yes. And look at you now. This is so incredible to witness your journey. Tell us, Michelle, let's talk to our audience here in terms of those who are feeling like, I don't even know where to start. I feel really overwhelmed. What's the first step you love to guide people in?
You know, there's just so many places that we need to begin, but it needs to start with clarity, right? Our clarity is key. You need to be clear on what is it you want to offer. You need to be clear on the problem that you're going to solve so that your message speaks to the people that you want to serve with such clarity that they know that you are the one that will solve their problem. And so when we aren't clear in ourselves, and you know, we have one message over here and a different message over here, and then the next day it's something different, we're just confusing people. And so having a really strong message that's clear, having a consistent brand that across the board, you know what that person is communicating in all different areas, and it makes sense that once you begin to bring that all together, things begin to fall into place. And then when you feel like you have a clear message, you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't feel confused, you're not procrastinating and holding yourself back because you're unsure. That clarity will then give you the confidence to speak that message, because it's all figured out in your head and on paper, on your website, in your social media, all of the things. It's all flowing and aligned in the message that you're putting forward.
Absolutely. It has to be consistent too, in terms of the messaging, that people are going to hear the same message over and over and over again. You might get sick of it yourself. That's actually a good thing because you're establishing your place in the world as to your niche, and you're putting that stake in the ground. And Michelle is correct. You are here to be, when you're so clear about your message and who you desire to work with, everything opens up more. And you expand more into that. Rather than going wider, go deeper.
Right. And to those that aren't clear, here's a funny story. I remember being in my 40s and I was still working, and I was reading a book in the backyard, and they said something about, what is your purpose? And I was like, What do you mean, what is your purpose? We have a purpose? I didn't know I had a purpose. How did nobody tell me I had a purpose? And I had this like full on panic dialogue in my head of, oh my God, I don't have a purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. I had no clue in that moment what the hell my purpose was. I knew that I loved personal development. I knew that I loved all this growth work that I was doing. And all that came to me in that moment was it has something to do with love. And that was the first hit that I got, but I had no idea. And it revealed itself over time. And so if you don't have any idea, if having a purpose is the first you're hearing of it, trust me, you're not alone. And it's the journey that our soul takes to uncover what that is for us. And it was the guidance of what do I love? What turns me on the inside? What lights me up that I'm like so excited to do? And as you follow those little breadcrumbs, you'll get closer and closer to what that is. And you don't even need to know the what. You just need to say, yes, I'm open to what the possibility of that is.
Yes.
And trusting that it'll be revealed in time.
Yes, it's like follow your passion, like those little or big soulgasms that you're having. The thing that you would lose track of time because you're so immersed in it. That's the thing. That's your passion. Those or passions, possibly. And then you can bring all of that together. That's the magic.
Yes.
So follow your passion. You will find your purpose.
Yes. So key, right? And when we do that, we're guided to serve in one way or another. And so when we focus our life on serving, not on getting more likes or being more popular or making more money, and yes, all of those things are great, but the driving force needs to be creating an impact and living on purpose. And all of those things will be byproducts of that, but that needs to be the driving force.
And isn't that what creates fulfillment? So when we really show up unapologetically, stretch outside of our comfort zone. So growth mindset is really important here. And contribute to the world. And so that could look like the impacts you're creating, the ripple effects you're creating. And I'd like to add, a relationship with a higher power. That that your soul having a human being experience, that there's something greater beyond. We were put here on this earth not to live a mediocre life, but to, as Michelle is saying here, live in your soul mission, live in your purpose, right? And as we combine all of those three things, that's what fulfillment really is. That's how leaving a legacy is.
Out of bed in the morning to do work. It's not the tasks. It's not any of that. It's that purpose and that impact and making a difference that will drive you and make you want to get up in the morning. When you go to a job that's just a job that you don't love, that you're not passionate about, you dread getting up every morning because you're not. I'm just going to go do the same old. There's no fulfillment. And so that joy isn't there. And so, I love getting out of bed, majority, 99% of the days. Right?
Me too. I love Mondays as well.
Right? Because I get to serve, I get to inspire, I get to have impact. And that is exciting, and seeing the ripple effect of that. Just the people that spoke into my life that are now seeing the ripple effect of me speaking into others' lives. And when I speak into yours, the ripple effect that you're going to have. And it just keeps going and going, that we will, impact the world in a huge way.
And even in this moment, right, Michelle, like this conversation, this dialogue we're having is going to create ripple effects. We are not attached to how that happens or who gets impacted. We just know that those of you who are listening live or on the replay, whether it's like from a week from now or 10 years from now, that it still will leave ripple effects. And that excites me.
And that's a big component of this journey is trust. Trust and faith that whoever is meant to hear you, whoever is meant to receive your message and work with you will be guided to you. There's so many times people are like, I just had a feeling, or I just happened to Google and there you were. And so just knowing that when you put the energy out and set that intention, and Roz and I did that before this call, of those that need to hear what we have to hear will find us through whatever divine, coincidental matter, that just trusting that your people will find you when you begin to shine your light and that vibration will meet theirs and go, oh, I found what I'm looking for.
Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing that. Michelle, there was one piece I wanted to share as well with, I don't know if you find this with clients, but I bet you do, where we tend to minimize our own brilliance and our own impacts, even as we like, so for example, conversations that my clients will have, not with clients, but just with people. And I'll point out, that is your magic. That's like your energy. That's you carrying yourself around in the world and you authentically, and look at how that beautifully, positively makes someone's day, even if it's a smile holding the door open, or a short conversation with a stranger in line, or paying, for something and talking to the cashier. Like, we have all those little moments of joy we sprinkle around to strangers, to others, just by being ourselves. And I don't think that's to be taken lightly. That's impact. So imagine what can happen when we put more energy into that in a bigger, more expansive way.
Oh, for sure. And, I'm glad you brought up, we all have something that's unique about us, and it's often the thing that we're hiding the most that we need to bring to the world. And I remember in my journey, I didn't share this part of my story, but in going through a divorce, I had not one, but I had 2 divorces by the time I was 40-some years old. And I was so ashamed, and I felt like the biggest failure. And we use the term failed marriage. And so I assumed that because my marriage failed, that meant I was a failure. And if somebody had said to me back then, you're going to tell the whole world, I'd be like, you're crazy. I don't want anyone to know. But because of what I've been through, because of my journey, and because of where I am today, in spite of all of those setbacks and those challenges, I am grateful for those experiences. Those were my catalysts and my wake-up call. When I wanted to smother my husband with a pillow, I didn't, but that was my wake-up call to say, Michelle, something needs to change in your life. This isn't the way you're supposed to be living. And so in showing that to the world, a lot of people relate, and a lot of people have said, oh, thank you for giving me permission to not feel like a failure anymore. And now I'm in this beautiful, amazing relationship, and it gives other people hope that you can still create something amazing in spite of all of the challenges and setbacks that you feel like you're experiencing. And so being able to be that unique part of yourself, and once you can let that shine, it will just attract the people that are meant to come to you. And one of the things we do in my business academy is taking that one step further. And so looking at what is unique about you and what is unique about how you're going to solve the problem, and creating your own methodology around that makes you unique in the industry, that you have something that everybody else doesn't. That's right. To you. And so that will position you as the go-to expert because you have this methodology. And it creates a bit of an intrigue and a bit of mystery, like, what is this methodology? What is in there? What is it that she's going to tell me that nobody else can? And so it just really positions you as an expert that people can't shop around and get what someone else is giving you, because there's something magical about your method, your uniqueness.
I love that, and I want to tag on to that I'd love to call that the alchemy of you. And we're like snowflakes, right? No two are the same. And I always like to use this example for people who struggle with imposter syndrome. So when I personally am looking for a coach, I will, let's say, there's 2 coaches, pretty much similar results, pretty much same techniques and teachings and all that, but very different personalities, very different way of how they show up and carry their energy and how they deliver their message. I will, even if the coach that I resonate more with, because of how they show up and deliver a message, resonates more with me, even if they are a bigger investment, that doesn't matter to me, because I know if I invest in that coach, because of how they show up, the alchemy of who they are, it impacts me quicker because I don't have any resistance to how they're delivering things. I'm like, yep, I see myself in you, and I
Alignment is
see
everything. It should be the guiding principle. Does this feel aligned for me?
Yes, yes. So just remember, my loves, that your magic, your alchemy of you matters, and your people will feel called to work with you on a soul level. That they're like, I may not know why, but I just got to. And it's trusting that. We're going to take a short break again, and when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit deeper in how you can get connected with Michelle and ways in how you can work with her as well.
Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
All right. So Michelle and I want to actually jam a little bit more about fear and doubt because, well, that's the thing that often stops us from keep moving forward in our soul mission.
Yeah. And, I love telling people this because it's got such a big shock factor, but it's something that I really want to stick with all of the listeners so that the next time you are in fear of, what I can't do this, what if I fail, what if I make a mistake, what if they judge me, that you're actually being selfish. And what I mean by that is you're only focused on you. What if I fail? What if I mess up? What if I get judged? And so when our focus is solely on self, we're not serving. And so one of the easiest ways to shift that and get out of that is then shift to being of service. I'm not going to focus on me. I'm not even going to think of me. I am the catalyst, but this isn't about me. It's about my client. It's about their pain points. It's about solving their problem and seeing them get the results that they are so needing and wanting and desiring. And the more you hold yourself back, the longer they sit suffering and struggling. And if you could just show up, if you didn't show up, Roz, all the people that are struggling would still be struggling or wouldn't have the guidance that they needed, but you showed up. And so now they can move forward. And I showed up and all of my people can now move forward. And so that's one of the biggest things is how to shift that when that shows up, because that will sabotage your results. And it happens every time you level up. Is there's new doubts, there's new uncertainties. And so when we can just go back to being of service, and that's one of the things that why I created my Soulful Impact Business Academy, is to support entrepreneurs in getting clear and figuring it out and creating that clear message so that you have the confidence to go forth and serve. And so how do we put all of that together in this nice little package that you walk away going, I can do this. I know what I'm going to say. I know how I'm going to say it. And I know that I'm going to reach, the people that are waiting for what I have to offer. And so, it serves you and it serves your clients. And so, having that mindset mastery is your thoughts and your beliefs about what is possible will either propel you forward or hold you back. And you are the one that's in control of that. And so, like Roz said in the beginning, is surrounding yourself with like-minded people that believe in you and maybe believe in you more than you're believing in yourself, that help you level up to that next version of yourself and your business and what's possible.
And it feels so full circle, right? Michelle, you and I are here because you practice what you preach. You joined my community, and then you flourished, and you were being coached, and like all the, like Michelle and I practice what we preach. And it's so important. I cannot wait for you, audience, to really get connected. If you don't know Michelle, do connect with her. What are the best ways for people to follow you, to go dive deeper with you, Michelle? Please let us know.
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So you can definitely connect with me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. I'm under Soul Journey Transformations, and it'll have my name, Michelle Bateman, so there's no confusion. And if you wanted to know more, I'm just launching this Soulful Impact Business Academy, and you guys are the first in the world to hear about it. The community doesn't even know about it yet. So after we get off this call today, I'll be putting it out public. However, creating amazing results for my clients are most important. So I'm keeping the academy small and by invitation only because there's very limited spaces. So I wanted to offer that as a gift to all your listeners, is that if you feel called, that you are feeling confused, you want some step-by-step guidance, you're tired of doing it all alone, you want to have bigger impact in your business, and you think that this academy might be the exact thing that you've been looking for, then you can reach out to me and I will extend to you a personal invitation to come in. And if by chance it's full, you can be on the wait list and be one of the first to take the next round of academy that's going to be happening. So I just really wanted to create that sacred container so that everyone has enough time with me to get the results that they're looking for, so that they walk away with that clear blueprint for their business that they can now implement with confidence. And so you can go to my website, souljourney.co. There'll be more information about the academy there. And then if you wanted to get an invitation, you can just fill out the contact form at the bottom and say, I'd like an invitation to the academy, and then we can connect and see if it's going to be a fit for you. And I would, just love to see more people shine their light, more people step into the truth of who they are, and the ripple effect of that in our world is so needed right now. We need people to step into the truth of who they are.
Absolutely. Michelle, thank you so much for shining your light. And I bet those people who are listening, they might be like, I'm just going to name the elephant in the room, because some people may be like, why would you host somebody, Roz, who could look like your competitor? And what I want to say to that, if you're having those thoughts, that's probably, time for you to look at your own mindset around this, because from a place of abundance, there's more than enough to go around. And Michelle and I, although we work with in very similar ways, we have very similar messaging, we're not the same. So she's going to attract people who really resonate with her, and I'm going to attract people who really resonate with me. I know I'm not for everybody. And that's okay, and so I love to showcase that maybe if I'm not for you, then they're probably not listening anyway, but maybe Michelle might be for you. And that's so beautiful. So I hope that you can take inspiration from what it really looks like when queens support queens, that this is really about being in that love, unity, consciousness, energy, that we're all one, that we're here to serve and support, and we're here to raise each other up. There is no freaking competition when you're in your true power.
Right. Because I might refer someone to you and you might refer someone to me, and just, trusting the energetic flow of all of it. And just, it's all about making an impact. And so if that's your vision, and my vision is to just see more people share their light in the world, that the how doesn't really matter.
That's right. That's right, my love. And so what we're going to move into in closing is our usual meditation. And Michelle is going to do the honor of delivering a visualization. And my love, just cue me in on the light language. All I need is about 30 seconds at the end here.
Okay, for sure. So beautiful, beautiful souls. I want you to just close your eyes. I want you to feel your feet on the ground. I want you to begin to take a couple deep breaths. And I want to just remind you how supported you are, that the ground beneath your feet is always there holding you up. The chair that you're sitting on is always there holding you up. So you are always supported on this journey. And I want you to begin to see yourself doing the thing that you love the most. So maybe it's on a stage speaking to a whole bunch of people. Maybe it's in an intimate circle gathering that you're having. Maybe it's a one-on-one conversation with a client who's breaking free of trauma or the things that are holding them back. Or maybe you're offering this beautiful product to the world and you see the joy that it's bringing. Whatever that is for you, I want to see you visualize yourself doing that. And I want you to see, how does that make you feel? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? Are things feeling brighter? Does the energy feel higher? Are you bubbling up from the inside out? And I really want you to just embody that. How are you standing? How are you feeling? How are you breathing? What is the look on your face? And I want you to just see yourself standing in your magnificence with your light beaming so brightly. Everyone needs sunglasses. They're just blinded by the light that you are shining in the world. And as you begin to feel this, I want you to amplify it. I want you to make it feel bigger and brighter and stronger. And just feeling the confidence begin to bubble up within you. And in every cell of your being, you are embodying this within yourself. That this was what you were called to do. This is why you came to this world, in this time and in this place. Knowing that you're divinely guided, knowing that you're on the right path, trusting yourself, trusting in your abilities, believing in yourself, unapologetically owning that, not having to explain yourself to anybody, but just being so true to you, feeling aligned from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, that every part of your being is in alignment. And just breathing that in. Feeling the smile on your face get bigger, feeling that energy buzz inside of your body get bigger and stronger. And when it's as big and as bright as you can make it, I want you to take your right hand and I want you to touch your pinky and your thumb together, anchoring in this experience, all the feelings, all the thoughts, all the energy that's within your body, anchoring that in and then letting go. And just remembering this moment in time that you can create this energy, this feeling, and this experience. When you're feeling doubtful, when you're feeling unsure, before you're about to have a big client meeting, before you're going to do your Facebook Live, before you're going to do anything, you can go back into this experience and really just harness the energy and the alignment that you're feeling right here, right now. And just know that you are on the right path, that you have a soulful purpose and some impact to share with the world. And you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Namaste, and we'll have Roz just anchor that in with her light language and just make this the most beautiful practice and process.
Sirakura kia nerakura tia namrakura kia simarakura tia mananakia. Siramara kia simarakura tia, clearing anything in the way of your path. Morakura kia simarakia simarakura tia nanakia. Aligning, balancing all your energy centers. Marakia simarakura tia. Breathing in, expanding, activating your intentions, your soul purpose, your confidence. It's your birthright to shine your light. Breathing in. Breathing out anything that doesn't serve or support. Breathing in love again. And this time breathing out love. And anchoring in your beautiful, beautiful light into the depths of the earth. Mother Earth is holding you in this beautiful crystal heart of your soul. Feeling the energetic ripple effects already beginning, and so it is. One more breath in and out. Marakirati. Just staying with your experience. You might notice tingling, lightness, maybe eyes fluttering, some body movements. There's no right or wrong, just letting you experience. Be here. Thank you, my loves, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your gifts, shining your light. I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, and I love you too so much.
Do connect with Michelle, my loves, and we can't wait to hear the impacts, the takeaways. Please do shout to us out on social media.
Yes.
Happy solstice.
Thank you.